Nation's capital Abuja's Paul Mbioma, a legal practitioner, is joining to discuss more of the process of the election petition tribunal. A warm welcome to you, Paul, and thanks for joining us on NC Continental Prime.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Paul, as the election petition tribunal commences sitting today, what are your expectations of the process?
Right. Thank you for that question. So, like my learned friend rightly mentioned, what just happened today was the pre-hearing session. So, the serious business of the petition itself has not started. So, what usually takes place during the pre-hearing session is the fact that the court and the parties outline how the process of the petition, the substantial action that would happen during the course of the trial of the petition would go through. Now, it is at this pre-hearing session that they would look at witnesses that are going to be called. They will look at the manner of tendering evidence. So, for instance, if there are documents that are certified through copies of INEC results, right, and parties are not contesting some of those results. So, at this pre-hearing session, it will then be agreed on as to whether those documents would go in first, and then before parties call their witnesses. So, usually, the petitioners would open their case first and start with their witnesses. And good thing, now with the amendment of the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, which the President just signed into law, I think sometime last month or in March. Now, the petitioners now have a longer period of time within which to prove their case. Under the old regime, it had merely, I think, just a few days or so. But now, under the new regime, the petitioners now have 6 weeks within which to prove their case. Now, after the petitioners have exhausted their 6 weeks, under these new amendments of the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, each of the respondents then have not more than 10 days within which to also defend their victory, yes, so to speak. Now, it is after all this that parties will then file their final addresses, and then the court will then deliver its decision. Mind you, all these are to take place within 180 days from the date of filing.
Okay, so there's a time frame to it. Thank you for giving us that preamble so we understand how the tribunal process works. Now, there's this issue of non-conclusion of the election petition before the swearing in the announced winner, and it has formed a major point of discussions on the electoral process. What's your take on this? And is the 180 days enough? And is it possible to have this, as it's done in other countries, Kenya, for example, before swearing in?
Right. I don't think that there is really an issue about that. We know that over time, right from 1999, when we returned to democratic rule, losers of elections have usually gone to court, and it did not prevent the winners of the elections from being sworn in, right? Right from the time of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
But it's never happened on the presidential level, not at this level. Yes.
Right. So that's not really a serious issue of contention, right? On that May 29th, the truth of the matter is that the person that won the election will be sworn in. It doesn't affect the conduct of the proceedings, the petitions currently ongoing. Now, the only way that can happen, where it's a situation where the winner of an election is only sworn in after the petition, of the losers of the petition have been determined, is if there is an amendment to the Constitution to put that into consideration. So long as there is no provision in the Constitution to the effect that a winner of an election cannot be sworn in until the petition against his victory is determined, nothing can stop the winner of an election from being sworn in.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Paul Mbioma, a legal practitioner, joining us from Abuja. We do appreciate your insights. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey!